Hey everyone, welcome back to the Mark Loeffler Experience. Today, yes, we're going to go through the Canadian real estate update from CREA. We do this twice a month. First time we do it is when I get the stats through my local board and we run through that, and that's usually around the 1st of the month. These numbers come out around the 15th of the month, and always happy to go through these with you. Comment down below, let me know what you guys think is going to happen going forward, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me, or you're just watching me because I'm so pretty on YouTube, and I do appreciate all of you guys watching, and thank you so much. All right, let's get into it. So the big news is national home sales rose 1.3% month over month. That means there was more sales in December than in November, which honestly never happens, right? You guys understand that there's always less sales in December than November, because basically there's only 3 weeks that people work in December and then they're off. But we felt it on our end. We definitely felt that December was busier than November, and January feels busier than those 2 months. So we are seeing definitely increased interest out there in the market. So sales went up. Number of newly listed properties dropped 6.4% month over month. So that means there's less inventory coming on the market, more selling, less inventory. That means supply is down, demand is up. That means prices probably are leveling off. And I think there's a tale of two areas going on here, which we're going to see. And you tell me if you think I'm right. I'm going to draw that conclusion a little later for you. Obviously, sales activity came below December 2021, 40%. And we're going to see this right up until March numbers come out. I think even till July, August, when things are going to normalize again. Because last December was the start of the ridiculousness of the 10, 20% per month price increases on housing, which is obviously unsustainable. So national average sale price posted a 12% year-over-year decline. Home sales recorded over the Canadian MLS system edged up. Again, we saw that between November and December, where the gains were led by Ottawa and Edmonton. The actual not seasonally adjusted number of transactions came in 39.1% below last year, which is, again, December last year was just ridiculous, and we're not going to go into that anymore. I did like this, though. In 2022, we saw one of the biggest single-year shifts on record in Canadian housing activity, from record highs last winter to just below the 10-year average to end the year. That said, the market's adjustment to higher rates may be mostly in the rearview mirror at this point. My point on rates is we're going to see 2 more quarter point increases in the first quarter, and then they're going to stop, and we're not going to see an increase or a decrease for the rest of 2023. That's what I'm going to say. Demand for housing continues to grow. Supply remains the biggest issue across the entire spectrum. This is an Ontario issue. But that's why there's a tale of two housing markets. Is Ontario's getting pummeled right now, and the rest of the country isn't doing that bad. Whether that plays out in the rental market in 2023 or shifts back over into the home ownership space is a matter of how quickly the Bank of Canada can get inflation under control and starts turning the dial back down on borrowing costs. I've said what I wanted to say about interest rates. I think this is good for me no matter what. Either house prices start to increase again, which now it leads people to say, oh, I can buy properties again, which always makes me happy. And or there's a heck of a lot more tenants, which will drive rental price increases, and I'll get more rent on my properties. So, you know what? I think I'm pretty well set up for whatever happens. So this is a stat, I don't know. Sales to new listings tightened to 54.4 compared to 50.2. So basically, they've gone up. So basically half the houses that were listed were selling, now slightly more than half. The long-term average is 55.1. So we're getting right back to that long-term average of 55.1. And if you remember during that, like the stupidness last year at this time, it was like 70% in some parts of Ontario, it's obviously ridiculous. So 4.2 months of inventory, which is very close to what we were before COVID-19 happened, which felt like we were going into a little bit of a slump then. So we'll see what happens with that. We'll obviously continue to monitor that. Composite MLS HPI, housing price index, now sits 13% below its peak level. Obviously prices are down more nationally in Ontario and BC, and down by less elsewhere. Calgary, Regina, Saskatoon, St. John's, PEI, other prairie provinces just aren't seeing the massive declines like those two provinces, and that's why it's a tale of two provinces. All right, let's start on the east side of the country this year. Let's start off with Newfoundland this year. Oh, I guess it is this year. Happy New Year, everyone. St. John's, Newfoundland's up 5.1%. Same with PEI, pretty much same market. Halifax up 6.3%. Greater Moncton 7.5%. Now we just have to realize, right, that those four provinces combined, I could look this up, and I probably won't. I'm just gonna put it out there. Probably have the same sales volume, if not less, than I would say Niagara Falls. Maybe Niagara Falls and St. Catharines. I doubt that though. So just putting that out there that they're not going to move the average, right? We know that. So that's the Atlantic provinces. Let's go to Central. Let's check out Montreal. Montreal, pretty much even, down 0.7%. Anything less than like 2%, I would consider pretty much is just average. It's equal now. Look, Quebec City, 6.3%. And we're seeing a decline in housing listings there, and it's still up 6.3%. Supply and demand, folks, supply and demand. All right, let's check this out. York region, where everyone's favorite, Newmarket, Markham, down 12%. And I think this is what we're going to see across Ontario, 12%, a couple in the 15% range. You're going to see some exceptions, like let's check out Windsor. Windsor, year over year, pretty solid. Congrats to everyone who bought out in Windsor. And why would I say that? Why do I think that happened? Well, Windsor really did concentrate on their economic fundamentals, bringing jobs, bringing businesses to town. And so if they have more jobs, people earn good money, and they're going to buy houses, they're going to rent. I'm sure the housing stock there is not being created at the same rate as some other areas as well. Toronto, Greater Toronto, down 9%, which is below national average, which, it's hard to say. Usually that is the national average, right? Thunder Bay, down 9.4%. Sudbury, a lot of people were investing up there. Let's see, down 9%. The Sioux, bucking the trend, up 7.3%. Sarnia, for all my King of Sarnia, up 7% year over year. Quinte, which is Belleville area, down 10.4%. Peterborough and Kawartha, down 4.8%. That number is going to jump over the next couple months. All of these numbers are going to jump over the next couple months, because this is when the insanity happened, and once you go up that fast and you come down that fast, it's going to reckon at some point. Ottawa, down 4.6%, as we saw. Sales really ticked up there over the last couple weeks. Last month. So yeah, we're going to watch that one. Oakville, down 11.6, right on the average. Let's check out North Bay, 5.7. And these lower priced communities are obviously not falling as fast because the interest rates don't affect them as much. People can still afford to pay more for a house where it's cheaper because they make not the same money, but similar money. You don't make that much more living in Toronto working for the bank than you do in North Bay working for the bank. You make a little bit more, but not that much more. London St. Thomas, 15.1. That's the winner so far. Let's check out Mississauga, 9%, 12%. Maybe we should do a drinking game. 15.1. Kitchener-Waterloo. Hamilton, Burlington. I bet you that's similar. Yeah, 14.8%, 15%. Guelph District, only down 10. And here's the funny thing, right? You got Kitchener-Waterloo, Cambridge. They're down 15%. And then right next door, you got Guelph, down 10%. These things fascinate me. That one area can be up so much and down, and their next door neighbor, not that much different. And it's not that much different. Durham. Let's look at Durham. They're down 14% year over year. And, a lot of people are doing either Oshawa or Peterborough. And Peterborough is only down 5%. These things just fascinate me. I know. I'm a little bit of a geek. Cornwall, all my friends out there, 2.2% up year over year. That's why when they read the paper and they do whatever, they're like, the market's fine, right? Because again, it's so localized. That's, this market is so localized that it can be down 11% and down 4% or up 4% in another area. Barrie's down 11.6, Brantford 12.2. Let's check out that Cambridge. Oh, 18%. Ding, ding, ding. There's the winner right there. Cambridge, Ontario, down 18% year over year. Chatham, Kent, 12%. All right. So we found our winner. And who wants to make a bet right now? Is Greater Vancouver going to be more or less than Toronto? I'm going to go less. Down 3.3% year over year, which, obviously with all these numbers we're seeing, 3.3% decline isn't that big a deal. But, let's be honest. They didn't have that huge run up in prices either. Winnipeg down 3%. Let's check out Saskatoon and Regina. Oh, Saskatoon pretty much flat. Regina pretty much flat. And let's check out, Calgary. Calgary's still up 8.1%, so it's a pretty strong market. I think that's leading so far. Edmonton down 1%, pretty much flat, which is pretty much Edmonton's gig. Fort McMurray down 15.1%. So there you got it. There you have it. Outside of like Fort McMurray and some of those areas, Vancouver, I guess, a little bit down 3%. Really, this is a tale of Ontario and southwestern Ontario. Really, that bubble popped in southwestern Ontario. There's no doubt that bubble popped. And that bubble was stupid last December, January, February. You guys remember? I'd love to see how young I looked back then because I think I got a few more gray hairs. January was insane. If you don't watch any farther into this video, January was stupid. $830,000 in December was the average sale price. Boom! 11-12% difference in 1 month. Everyone, hope you guys are having a great 2023. If you guys are interested, we have a couple events coming up next week. We have our investor meeting on the 23rd. I'll post a link below. We do cap that, so if you are interested, register early. Also, I'm going to be heading out to Edmonton to look at my portfolio and check out more properties on the 24th and 25th of next week. So if you guys are interested in coming out for that tour, hit me up on Instagram and just DM me and we'll figure out, I'll send you my travel itinerary and we can connect. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Have a great day, everybody. And I look forward to checking out properties with you soon.